Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about the upcoming new moon coming up on September 14 in the zodiac sign of Virgo. So we have double Virgo, Sun is in Virgo, Moon will be in Virgo, and it is bringing us a great opportunity to level up ourselves, to level up the game, right? So I want to give you 5 things to focus on during this time of grounding earthly energy that can help us to organize our lives in a way that can be even more supportive for the evolution we are walking on. And when it comes to evolution, it also comes to living a life you desire to live, and doing what you love to do the most, and meeting people you would love to meet the most without being needy for them, but attracting them, and noticing really how you want to grow in your life. This is a great energy of growth, as when it comes to Virgos and Virgo's energy, I'm a Virgo, my friends, so I know how this energy feels like. Virgos are all about details. They're analytical, they're practical, they're organized, they're helpful, they love to help others. They're also critical thinkers. They feel responsible for making changes. Virgos know, and when it comes to the Virgos energy, it comes to the sense of responsibility, like saying, if I want to make it happen, or if I want to experience this change, it's up on me to make the change, right? It's about modesty, it's about health consciousness. And often Virgos are introverted, which gives them an opportunity to have more time to reflect, so they can let go of what is not helping them to move forward, and therefore they can focus on improvement, they can focus on building certain skills that are helpful for their evolution. This is the Virgo's energy, and when Sun and Moon are in the same zodiac sign, this energy becomes really, really strong, and it can help you to transform your life in such a great way. But you have to start at transforming yourself. So there are 5 things that are really strong right now, and I want to mention them to you. And the first one is that this is a great phase to ground knowledge into action and habits. And what I mean by that, I mean everything you've learned until now, everything you've heard, everything that resonated with you, everything you've learned at workshops, at books, at podcasts, at wherever you're getting your knowledge. Sometimes we may find ourselves learning a little bit about everything but not practicing it, right? And right now is a great time to really reflect on everything you've learned, even lessons of your life, lessons from your life's challenges, lessons from mistakes that you've done. And whatever happened in your life, reflect on that and think about how much you are putting it into action, because a change can only happen when we firstly have an intention for the change. Then we take an action with that change and we practice it and we stay consistent with that action until it becomes a habit. And when something becomes a habit, it simply becomes a part of us, right? So that's where we change, that's where we experience a change, but it starts with an intention. But intention alone is only an initiation into a new way of living. So think about the knowledge that you already acquire until now. And rather than focusing on learning so much more at this phase, focus on putting it into action and build new habits out of it. This is a really great time for that, and I'm sure that something inside of you will shift as you start doing that, because you will notice that the power of knowledge really comes or awakens or activates once you put it into action. That's why knowledge is not power, but rather a potential power. And it becomes powerful only when you put it into action. And when you practice it, because even putting it into action is not enough if it's not implemented consistently. So we can fully recognize the value of certain knowledge. A great time for paying more attention to that. The second thing I want to give you is to take your ability of being organized to the next level. This is the Virgo's energy right now, and the only way to ascend spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, and physically is if we can be organized, right? If we can organize our environment the way that we feel pleasant at where we are living. So the place we are living feels like home. It feels pleasant to be in. It feels like recharging when we come home from maybe our busy lives, whatever we're doing. We come home and we feel like this is the place where I feel really, really good. And when it comes to our minds, most of our lives we spend inside of our minds, right? Make it a pleasant place to be. To gain an ability to organize your mind means that you gain a greater control over your distractions in your life. And also gain a greater control over what you allow yourself to perceive, what you're listening, what you're reading, what you're watching, what you're hearing, and so on and so on. We have a great amount of control or ability to control that, but not many people are actually controlling that. People are just exposing themselves to anything that comes across their way. There's a lot of, algorithms are pushing so many different things to you. Then there are advertisements if you're listening the radio. So many different things are coming to you, and you may say, well, it's not a big deal, until you recognize that you can't stop thinking about all of those different things. So make sure that you organize also information in your life, that you start a day with something that can help you to grow. And during the day, when you feel exhausted, you take a break and you meditate a little bit, you do some conscious breathing so you can calm down your mind, right? When we calm down our nervous system with some relaxation, our brain will calm down. And as the brain calms down, mind calms down, and suddenly we become more mindful, right? Not mindful, full of thoughts, but actually we empty it. We let go of unnecessary information and data, and we become more present. And that's how we organize our minds. So it will also help us to learn to emotionally regulate, which is another form of organizing our bodies, to learn to emotionally regulate ourselves. We soon recognize that most of our thoughts are triggering. The thought is already a chemistry in the brain. When neuron becomes active, it sends signal to the blood, and that signal in the blood is felt through a sensation we call an emotion. So more pleasant thoughts, more pleasant will be emotions, and that's how we learn to regulate our emotions. But when we feel like we can't let go of something heavy, some emotional heaviness, we also need to learn to acknowledge it, to pay more attention to it, and to give ourselves time to understand that certain emotion better by being with it, talking about it, reading about it, educating ourselves about what we sense, so we can become a bit better at using our bodies for what they've been made, right? And that's the ability of organizing ourselves. A great time to take your ability of being organized to the next level. It's not just about your external environment, but also your internal environment, your physical body, your mental body, emotional body. So your spirit can fully express itself through all of that. The third reminder I want to give is to reflect on your financial education, mindset, and habits. This one is really important because when it comes to this earthly energy, it comes to ability of living a good life. And since we're living in the system that works on money, unfortunately it's still like that, we have to learn to also be able to handle finances well. And when it comes to finances, my understanding of it is not really connected to money, but rather to energy and having an ability to organize energy well. For example, if I make a product, like a painting, for example, as I'm an artist, I need to have an understanding that if nobody will see my art, I will not be able to sell my art. So therefore, focusing on getting money will not help me to make money. I need to understand how this whole chain reaction works of exchanging of energy. So once I create a product, I've created something valuable, right? So it's all about value we give to the world. And then I have to know how to bring this valuable thing to the world. If you have a job, at your job you're bringing something valuable to somebody. So make sure that you're truly doing it with passion. Even if you don't like your job, make sure that you're doing your best at your job. Not because, the reason for that is that when you start doing your best, something within you will awaken, like a sense of responsibility. Okay, if I am here at this job, I want to do my best. Even if you don't like your job, train yourself to do your best at whatever you're doing. But if you really don't like it, make sure that you start thinking about what you would rather love to do and consider to change it in the future. Like making a plan, okay, I will save this amount of money and then I will maybe quit that job and start something new. That's what I did in the past. It all comes to the awareness of how to manage our money well. Because if we don't know how to save that certain amount of money that we need, we may feel powerless, like I can't quit my job because I need to survive. But, it's all about awareness. It's all about financial education. Reading books that can help you to understand finances well. In the past, I've come across, actually, I got a book as a gift from Maya's father. And that book really changed my life when it comes to money, especially at that time in the past. It was the book about the richest man in Babylon. And the main lesson from that book was to save 10% of your income, put it aside, and don't touch that money. And after a few years, you may notice from those 10%, you've actually saved a lot, and then you can use it for investments or maybe for quitting your job or whatever is your plan. If possible, maybe you can put more than 10%. Or, do your own education, do your own studying about that. But make sure that you are expanding your consciousness around that. Really important, because if you want to live a good life, you need to have a good mindset and good habits for living a good life. The fourth reminder is about health. And this is really important. Again, when it comes to Virgo's energy, you may sense right now a deeper need to take care of your diet, maybe to take care of your activities, to maybe start a new workout plan or to start doing yoga again. Maybe you've kind of lost some discipline around those things and you may feel more naturally drawn back to those things because your body is craving movement. It is craving certain activities that can help you to make you or to keep you in good vitality, in good health. So don't ignore the signs. We all know that our body is made out of 3 different aspects. The physical body, make sure that you're taking care of that, of the movement, of being active, going for regular walks, right? At least 20 to 30 minutes a day. It will change your life. Then we have the soul body, right? It's an emotional and mental self. And this is when it comes to our psychology, understanding of our mindset, how we are thinking and how our thoughts affect our emotions, and awareness of our traumas, and understanding of the importance of emotional healing, inner child awareness. It all comes to the aspect of the soul. And really recognizing how important it is to acknowledge how much our past has influenced us in this present moment, and how much still our past may be controlling our actions in the present moment. And this is the phase where you may feel more drawn into these directions to acknowledge these things, so you can evolve much faster, and you can let go of these old limitations. A great time to reflect on that. And there's the third aspect, that is the spirit. This is our individuality. This is when it comes to the understanding that we are all consciousness. We are all an extension of the source, but at the same time we are individual consciousness, experiencing our own individuality, our own uniqueness. So it comes to the awareness of our own individuality, recognizing that there needs to be certain boundaries here and there, so we can also pay attention to our own needs, our own desires, our own wants and passions and inspirations. And that's what leads us to the last reminder I want to give you, to embrace your individuality. A great time to pay more attention to this. Embrace your individuality, like things you like to do, self-worth, desires, boundaries, whatever is giving you this sense of feeling good about yourself, giving you a sense of self-worth, which is far from just saying some positive affirmations to yourself, like I am worthy, but actually recognizing what makes you feel worthy. You know, I can assure you that if you will do more of what you truly love to do, you will naturally start to feel more worthy, because you will notice that now you're paying more attention to what makes you glow, what makes you shine the most. And you will not need to use your psychology so much, because your soul will speak the loudest. You know, when you're doing something you truly love to do, like for me, when I'm painting, when I finish a painting, for example, I don't think about my self-worth. I just know that I've created something incredible, and that's what makes me feel really wonderful. I feel amazing after that. And that gives me a sense of worth. Like, if I'm capable of doing that, it gives me a sign that I'm an incredible creator, and this is a great value I feel for myself. And that's the source of my worth. My self-worth comes from who I feel that I am when I'm doing the most of what I love to do. And more we are doing that, more we become it, right? What you are doing most of the time is who you are becoming. And if you are doing more things you love to do, you will become more loving person. And loving person is aware of his worth or her worth, right? So when it comes to embracing your individuality, really embrace what makes you you, what makes your soul glow, what makes you joyful and passionate and, inspired to do something. Not, being egoistic about it and thinking how great you are, but just enjoying in that, because that's how you can bring uniqueness to this planet. And my friend, the world needs you. So embrace that. Really pay attention to, maybe as a little kid, you love to do something that you've stopped doing because suddenly you went through this aging process and school and all the education and expectations from others, from your parents and caregivers and friends, and suddenly you've stopped doing something you were really passionate about. And maybe it's a great time to get back to that part of yourself, that younger self, that may remind you of what you truly love to do. And think about how great your life may be if you would start doing more of that. Like, we are so often receiving messages from people who started painting, for example, because of these videos. And it's incredible how much we've forgotten what really makes us feel alive, until we start doing it once again and we say to ourselves, oh, I'm so happy that I've started it once again. So a great time, as new moon is this beginning of a new cycle, and make sure that that new cycle is built on deeper understanding of yourself, but also on embracing of who you truly are. And maybe you don't know right now what it means, like what it means, the real you, the real me, who I truly am. But just focusing on certain aspects of, what you like to do, what you don't like to do, what you're passionate about, what you're not passionate about, and just finding the difference, how something feels like, and then doing more of what you love to do, taking care of responsibilities, and so on. You will soon notice that your life is changing just because you've started kind of finding the difference in how you feel when you do more of what you like to do, what you love to do, what you're passionate about, and less of what is just draining you, exhausting you. And that's the beginning of a great change that can happen in your life. And from there on, you can start navigating your life into the direction you want to go. And when you find a new challenge, because challenges will be there, doesn't matter on what kind of level we are, challenges will be there. But when we meet challenges, we can then ask ourselves, okay, what do I need to learn to overcome this? What books to read? What, podcasts to watch, or videos to watch, or whatever, right? It's all in access to us. But if we can't organize ourselves in a way that we can move into that direction that is the most meaningful, purposeful, and incredible for us, we will feel lost and stuck. So, my friend, I want you to really feel a need to do that for yourself. That is a great form of self-love. I hope you found something valuable today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting as well. Thank you so much for supporting my art in our Etsy shop. I Draw My Passion. You're all truly appreciated. The link is in the description of this video. Stay beautiful, stay magnificent, stay creative. Until next time, one love.